Hello, my friend, and welcome to your Reiki session. I hope you're doing as well as possible. For today's session, we are going to be focusing on release. What can you let go of? And how can you soften? When we try to hold on to expectations, or when we try to have control, particularly when it's control over the uncontrollables. I think if these past few years have taught us anything, it's that we can't really anticipate what kind of crazy things life is going to throw at us. So just for now, let's just start to engage in the practice of softening and releasing the controls. I'm going to start out by using a little bit of spray. Just a little bit of aura mist. This is rosemary and frankincense. I'm going to spray all throughout your aura. And I hope that this helps invite a foundation of gentleness, spiritual alignment, and clarity into this session. I want to thank you so much for subscribing. There've been a lot of new friends here, and I'm really so honored. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I am fortunate enough to see all of you who are subscribed. So thank you. I don't ever want that to go unnoticed, and just know how grateful I am to you. You helped me to do this stuff here. Continue to create these energy sessions for the collective. So thank you. It means a lot to me. Okay. So take a few deep breaths, however is most comfortable for you. And do your best to just arrive here and now. And I'll begin just filling up your aura, filling up the energy in the room, and filling up my own aura with this beautiful, clarifying, and aligning mist. Smells good, right? So spraying it a little bit outside of your body so that it can float down, and by the time it lands on your physical body here, it's not too wet. It's just a very gentle cleansing mist. It smells so good. It's a great combination. Rosemary and frankincense. filling the room. This beautiful aroma. Good. Okay. So I want to start to invite any softening that's possible in your lower limbs. So is it possible to soften maybe your feet? Good. Good. Is it possible to soften your calves? Your shins, your knees. Just start to try to soften and release. Sometimes all we need to do is just invite a softening, invite a release. And there's so much tension that we can actually let go of, that we actually have agency over. Now, there's a lot that we can't necessarily release that simply. However, with practice, we can kind of expand that list and start to really engage in a practice of deliberate, intentional release, physical release, like we're practicing now, and also energetic and emotional release. A little bit more complicated. So let's light a candle here and set our intention. How are you feeling today? I really hope that by the end of this session, you're feeling better than how you arrived here. That's all we can hope for, right? Just like 10% better. So just know you're being held in love and light, that you are supported, physically supported by this really comfortable Reiki table, and energetically supported by this space, by all the tools we're using, and by me. This is a safe space. I'm going to try to use these matches again. When I used them one time previously, I almost lit my hair on fire in the middle of a session. I obviously didn't include it here for you. I don't want to do anything too jarring, but I lit it and I sparkled it in my hair and I kind of had to grab it like that. It's always fun funny to me when things like that happen in the middle of a session, because I really try to regulate my energy so it's like relaxing for you. So then when something happens that forces you to kind of jump out of that regulated state, it's just like really funny to watch back when I'm editing. Just as a little funny side note, peek behind the curtain. I think some of the funniest things are ASMR bloopers, because the juxtaposition between the energy that I think we try to bring into these sessions with something impulsive or something that doesn't match that slow, kind of light energy. I would just think it's really funny. So, that's neither here nor there. Okay. But I've been steering clear of these matches. I've had a few of you ask me why I haven't used them. That's why. Alright. Fingers crossed here. Okay. No bad. All right. So on behalf of your highest, wisest, most empowered and aligned self, in loving comfort and perfect balance, I wish to conduct this Reiki session for softening and releasing, opening you up to the possibility of a sense of calm, physical calm, mental, emotional, energetic calm. If you'd like to clarify or specify or perhaps even set your own intention, feel free to use this flame to do so now, and as long as it's in service of your and everyone else's wisest selves, I will honor that intention and see it through time and space to where and whenever you happen to be receiving this. Okay. Place this right here. So now I'm going to use this incense to draw the sacred Reiki symbols outside of your heart center. When I think about a softening and releasing of energy, I very often think about focusing on the heart space. Just focusing on this universal love and acceptance. But I very often focus on the heart center no matter what. So I'm going to light this off of our candle. When we do that, we're preserving the intention that we've set for this session, so that that's kind of the basis for the energy. So if you light a bundle of something that you're going to use the smoke to clear off of a candle that you've set an intention with, you're then preserving that intention and clearing anything that's not in service of it. You can do that with, a lighter. You can just say, as you strike a match or ignite a lighter, that you can set your intention off of that flame and then use that flame to then light your different tools for the session. wanted to cover that. So just drawing here outside of your heart space. This smells, it's got a really interesting combination. I don't know what this one is, but it's really super interesting smell. So now if you'd like to move on up the thighs, softening and releasing in the thighs, perhaps just melting from the toes all the way into the thighs, melting into the table. It's holding you, it's supporting you. You're being cared for and held in support and comfort, love and compassion. So you can release, you're safe to release. That leads us into the base chakra. Releasing the bowl at the base of your torso. You're safe, you're protected, you're held. Now releasing in the sacral. What's available here to be released. You can use the hips if you'd like. I like to use just beneath the navel, a few inches beneath the navel here for the sacral. What can you release here in this emotional space, this space of creativity and sensuality, sexuality? What can you release here? How can you soften in this space? Invite more gentleness. Now moving up into the solar plexus region, just above the belly button here. How can you soften in this area? In this place of productivity, empowerment, self-worth, authenticity. How can you soften in this space? Confidence, knowing your value, action, proactive energy. Now moving up to the heart space, how can you soften in the heart space? Open yourself up more fully to vulnerability and love. Love of yourself, love of others, love of the environment, animals. Just how can you invite more love into your life and soften into this space? Just softening here, softening now up through the chest, the shoulders, and the throat chakra. How can you soften here in the throat chakra? How can you release? What can you release? That candle. What can you release here in this place of conscious thought, truth, communication, self-expression? And here in the third eye, inner visions, intuition. What can you release and how can you soften? What can you release and how can you soften? And here in the crown, in this connection to the divine, this channel of source energy, spiritual alignment, how can you soften and release in this space? Just asking. No expectations. Just, is there something that you can soften? Is there something you can release? Gorgeous. Lovely. I would now like to move through with a few stones. I'm going to be using an amethyst cluster to begin with. This is such a beautiful cluster. I just absolutely love it. It's so gemmy. It's so sparkly. It's the largest stone that I own, and it's just a beautiful stone. Spiritually aligned, and that cluster quality really helps to kind of comb through, seeking perspective, helping you to parse through any tangles, any knots, so that you might release and soften. So I'm going to start here above the crown. We're going to move down. Untangling, untangling, untangling. Untangling, 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 untangling. Is there anything you've been seeking clarity on? Is there anything that you're wishing you could detangle? Is there any energy that feels hard to you? Stiff, tense, stagnant? And how can you invite fluidity and softness here? There's such power in gentleness. Lovely. So now I'm going to use this stilbite, and it's a lovely peach stilbite. It's one of my favorite colors. I love like peachy pink colors. So I'm going to move this same down through your aura. This is a great, very spiritually limestone as well, but it's got a more loving quality to it, more heart-based quality. It's great for confidence, for clearing any blockages when it comes to your sense of love, self-love. Now clearing here in the crown, the third eye, and the throat. Clearing and cleansing, inviting love and kindness. So how can you invite more gentleness and softening into the mental plane, into your mind? Is there anything that you want to release in this space? Is there any more gentleness that you can make room for here? Any softening? Any softening? Do you want to hold this stone? You can hold it kind of at your heart space like that. Do you want to try that? Okay, here. I'll put it here in your right hand. There, and then I can place it just here. Great. Lovely. So now I'm going to use this spray one last time. And I'm now going to use our little rattle just to seal this session You are safe. You are creative. You are strong. On top of this stone, you are loved. You are so loved. You are expressive. You are connected. You are divine. Thank you so much for joining me. Feel free to stay here for as long as you would like. I don't have any sessions after this, so you can stay here and just relax. You can go to sleep. But I'm really honored that you decided to share this time with me here. And until we meet again, be so well. These are the ritual healing boxes. I just wanted to show you inside. This is actually the self-love box. Each of them come with 2 crystal-embedded tea candles and 3 gemstones. So this one has a rose quartz, a green aventurine, and a unakite. Love that for self-love. They come with the same large incense cones. This one is a gardenia. And with this rose and vitamin E anointing oil. So it's rose with a vitamin E carrier oil, and that's just to kind of anoint yourself. You can do it on pressure points. I like to do it on my temples or behind my ears. And then you can have them in this box